Thank God she only talked about abortions. I'm her nephew, and I always dread when I'm coming up. Like, she has the most shit on me. And she's so drunk at this time. What's she gonna say?
Stone cold sober.
So, I recently graduated college.
Yeah!
So obviously I've been thinking about high school a lot. Specifically, I've been thinking about one of my teachers from high school, my choir teacher, Mr. Hawthorne to the students, Robert Hawthorne to his peers, Bobby Hoff to me and my friends. He was the single weirdest dude I've ever met. He would do this thing when he had a point to make. He would just stare down the class and go, "Let me level with you."
Oh my God.
And he was obviously uncomfortable talking to a group of students. His face and his words didn't betray how uncomfortable he was. What he would do is, as he was talking, he would grab the knee of his pants and slowly just keep on bringing it up. And as he revealed his feelings to us, he also revealed his pasty man calves and church socks. Like, jeez. Or so he was talking to the bass section once. I was in the bass section, and if you've never been in choir, that's where all the jokes and fuckery come from. Why aren't we getting anything done? Well, the basses are digging around. So he's talking to us, and he goes, "This is a low D note, okay? Low D, it's really hard to hit." And already we're like, he said D. And then he had to go off and add to it. Goes, "This is a low D note. Even I don't have a D." Oh, don't laugh, don't laugh at that. Hold, brothers, hold! Or when he tried to vibe with us kiddos, you know, I listen to cool music. Oh yes, my brother used to listen to Deep Purple and the Sex Pistols. The way he said sex made my 15-year-old brain go, "I don't think I want to do that. That doesn't sound fun at all. I'm not going to say it that way." One time, we were singing this classical piece, right? And he was feeling it. Like the rhythm overtook him. And we're in the middle of singing, and all of a sudden he goes, "Yes, yes, slam that beat! Zonka, donka, zonka, donka, zonk! Zonk that donk!" Okay. Get right on to that, I guess. And he was a weirdo, but he was a sweetheart also. But mostly a weirdo. One time we went on a choir retreat, to bond and shit. And to kind of get to know us better and kind of expose himself, he decided to read us some of his batshit poetry from college. Get ready for this. "Hop to the lily pad, little frog, for you do not know what comes next. The weight of the world so heavy you plummet into the pond." It was like if Tom Hanks had just revealed he had a little Hannibal Lecter hiding in the back of his mind. This is a part of the horror movie when the killer reveals themselves. And then we're at the school auditorium at 9 o'clock on a Saturday. This is Stabby McDeath time. I've been thinking about him a lot because, like I said, just graduated college, and I don't really remember all of high school, college went in this year and everything else from high school went up this year. But Bobby Hoff has been seared into my memory for all of those reasons. I was too scientific for Sunday school. Did anyone else run into that problem? I was raised on home church, but also Bill Nye the Science Guy. So I was both super ready and super not. my grandparents took my brother and I to Sunday school once. And so Sam and I are sitting there, we're hanging out, and they're talking about the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, you know. And they asked the class, what's an example of something that has 3 forms but is the same thing? And I was on it and raised my hand like water cycle. Water freezes and it also evaporates into water vapor. Booyah, A+, give it to me. They were not impressed. Verbatim, they said, that's maybe a little too scientific of an answer of what we're looking for. Too scientific? You mean too correct? My little 10-year-old brain had never heard this before, and I was trying to rack my brain around it. And as I was thinking about it, this little punk kid next to me raises his hand. Like, yes, Damien? Water, ice, and steam. Very good, Damien! Damien just did me dirty. Stupid Damien. So I never went back to Sunday school and became a scientist. Nice. Surprising, no one. When Jeff was talking about doing the joke about his daughter making potions and grossing everyone out, I was backstage going, the good old days. Putting toothpaste and shampoo in a bottle, leaving it under the sink just to see what happens. Or that time I fumigated the house in a science experiment involving plastic action figures and a microwave. My mom would call us to make sure my brother and I got home okay. So I'm calling like, yeah, no, we're okay. Sam's saying that the house smells weird and he's feeling lightheaded. I don't feel good. Shut up, Sam. What? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I have a cool science experiment I want to tell you about. Oh. Open all the windows and get outside and wait for me to come home. After that point, all science experiments had to be submitted through writing, go through committee, and abide by the Geneva Convention. So, like I said, I'm a scientist. I'm a medical laboratory scientist. It's very fun. And for my specific field, you need a really high goop tolerance. You run into a lot of gross stuff, you need to be ready for it, which makes small talk kind of hard for me. You know, hey Jake, what do you do? Oh shit. I don't want to ask that question. No, I guess I don't. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Medical lab science. And then sometimes they make the mistake of showing further interest. Oh, what's that like? And there's like a level in a video game I've never been to yet. And the nerd floodgates just kick down open. I'm like, oh, well, we analyze body fluids and tissues for abnormalities. Like one time we thought we had anthrax. Have you ever seen a severed diabetes toe? Oh man, have you ever had to grind up human flesh with your bare hands? Do you know just how warm pee is? So that's rough. It's kind of a blessing in disguise, though, honestly, that my main conversational topics are how much body fluid you can get out of one go. It quickly establishes a relationship where you know I don't want to talk to you, and you also know that I know that you don't want to know what I have to say. I had to edit that bit so many times because I kept overloading it with stuff I know. Like, what do you mean bone marrow is not funny? Don't talk about your favorite intestinal parasite? Fine. Strongulority stercolis. Thank you very much. I know my professors are in the audience, or at least one of, I don't know how many of them, and I was like, if I don't put an answer, they're going to think I'm calling bullshit. Even us scientists aren't immune, like 100% immune to the inherent bleh of this job. You know, like my friend John can't do pee, Megan can't do spit. There's a wide variety of tissues and fluids and goops and glorps that are just bound to make your rage quit. Like at some point you'd be like, if I see one more urine test, I'm gonna burn this hospital down with everyone in it! That's why they keep us in the basement. Us lab techs aren't known for our holistic care. So, I thought I was immune though, you know? I thought I couldn't be grossed out. I like horror movies, this is fine, I can do whatever. Can't be grossed out, I'm immune. And then I found it. My limit. semen sample. And it's important that you know that the lab is female dominated, right? So I'm the only guy in the lab at this time. And I'm freaking out over this. Because I've seen a lot of shit at this point, like actual shit. But this had personality to it. It's just radiating shame. And I'm gagging over this little cup, and all the girls in the lab are like, really? You? You get to forget? No, you don't get to forget them. It's like, yeah, I do, because I know how this got here. I'm intimately aware of how this got from point A to B. B being my hand right now. Like most samples we get, it's just like a tube of goo with some numbers. Like, yeah, that's my patient. I'll take care of it, I don't care. But this, like, it was like looking a 40-year-old man in the eyes as he said, sorry about that.
No! Sorry, no, thank you.
Anyways, I left my job. So I don't drink anymore. It's a thing. I'm about 4 months sober. Yeah, it's fun. It's good. It's great. I was never an alcoholic. It's just more fun to word it that way because then you get a little bit of that response as opposed to the truth, which is I'm just a worm baby who thinks it tastes yucky. What do you mean you can't hold your liquor? No. Well, yeah, but that's not the point. I had a moment when I decided to stop drinking. I was kind of worried, like, what am I going to do at parties? What am I going to tell people? Then I remembered I don't go to parties, and that problem is solved instantly. Can you imagine that? Hey, how's this going, dude? You know about worms? I'm leaving you alone. I did have a bit of an identity crisis, though, because when I turned 21, I was pretty quick to hop onto the beer snob bandwagon. I was born in Seattle, I live in Portland, I was basically grandfathered into it. I just like the taste of it. It's not too bitter for me, were things I said often. What I really meant was, I'm just drinking this to seem cool and knowledgeable. Yeah. And I really wish I just ordered a Shirley Temple. They're sweet and refreshing.
Yes.
Just want a strawberry soda.
Yes.
But, it was weird. And part of it was I think connected to I was always self-conscious about my age. For a long time, I'm like, I'm mature, I'm cool, I like cool music and no words like malt and hop. A bunch of stuff. But recently, I kind of got to a new echelon of confidence in adulthood, one where I'm a lot more comfortable admitting that I'd rather have a Capri Sun than an IPA. And things are good because of that. I got one more thought I want to leave you guys with. So I watch a lot of nature documentaries, and there's this one critter that stood out to me, and I want to share it with you. In the caves of northern Europe, in the shallow waters, there's a species of salamander called the olm. It's O-L-M, olm. The olm has no eyes and can go for up to 10 years without eating. One was documented to have not moved for up to 7 years. So you know what that means. Someone had to watch that boring little shit for 7 years. I like to imagine the olm knew it was being watched the whole time. Just hanging out like... Pardon me, they don't have eyes. And the whole time the scientist is like, I have to pee so bad. It's been 7 years. It hasn't. Fuck it, I'm good. I'm leaving. It's not gonna do anything. And that's the olm's moment to... Thank you guys. That's all.
Yeah.